It's good, y'all. Hope you guys are doing well. Today's shave, we got some new software and some new hardware in. Really excited to get into it. So we'll get right into it. Floraphobia. This is much been anticipated by me because it's an iris forward scent, and I don't think there's many iris forward scent in wet shaving other than I can think of is Eigengrau by Barrister and Mann. Completely different scent, but really nice scent. I have used it once, so I'll talk about that. And for the brush of choice, Varlet Cauldron. And then I guess the star of the show, this is the Rex Konsul. I had the Rex Ambassador, as you guys know, and the Envoy, but I ended up selling them. I found it was a bit too aggressive for daily use, but I think this is a different story, but we'll get into that. I'm actually just gonna give you some close-ups of the razor. This is the polished version, and I'm really impressed with the finish on this. It's not like a mirror polish or anything, but the finish is pretty consistent, and it looks pretty good. So the knurling is different from the Ambassador. I think it's pretty unique. I think Matt really knocked that out of the park here. Yeah, the finish is definitely better. I mean, I shouldn't really compare it to the machined. It's a polished versus machined, but I do prefer the polish on this versus the machined on the Ambassador. As you can see, this is a slant. I've never used the slant before. Actually, I have used this razor once, but up until then, I've never used the slant. But as you can see, it's once I get the blade loaded, but loads the same way the Ambassador would. It's a two-piece. We're going with the tried and true for me Gillette Silver Blues. I'll try to load it in front of camera for you guys. The way I load it is I kind of just throw it up with the top cap like that, hold it like so, and then it's pretty easy to assemble, and then I just go like this. Once it starts to get tight, I let go completely at the top, and then it just, you can hear it kind of tighten a bit. But yeah, varied exposure, as you can see, which is the point of a slant. It looks kind of weird to me because I've never owned a slant, but I can't really argue with the results. It shaves very well. So yeah, as you can see, protrudes more, yeah, on this side. But it's pretty cool. I used it on setting 2. Last shave, I got tiny little bit of redness, like 1 or 2 nicks, but I haven't dialed in the razor. I'm gonna try it today on like 1, see how it goes. It's because it's actually very efficient, even on lower settings, but we'll get right into the shave. I have about a little bit over a day's growth. So, hope you guys have been well. I haven't got a ton of new soaps this year. I just have ridiculous collection, so it's always fun to get a new edition. I mean, I have got a couple Lothur releases, so. Damn, this scent is really nice, man. I think if you're a male and you're kind of worried about this being, you know, a feminine scent, this scent is pretty masculine to me. Don't let the name Floraphobia scare you. I think that was kind of the point. It was the point of the scent because it's, especially in this hobby, I feel like floral scents are frowned upon. As you guys know, I'm a big fan of rose. So, sorry if my voice is like raspy. I'm a little bit under the weather, but I'm on the end of that, feeling better. But I wanted to get on shave for you guys, catch up with you guys. Hope you guys are doing real well. Just dialing in this lather. As for the scent notes, this is actually an inspired by scent. It's inspired by Italia, however you want to pronounce that, by PDM, Parfums de Marly. So the top notes will have bitter orange, incense. The middle will have orange blossom, iris, cashmeran, and the base will have musk, amber, and vanilla. Now, to my nose, I'm predominantly gonna get iris. Hits me the most out of this scent, which I really like a nice musk tiny bit of orange, not a ton of orange, but enough to like just detect it. And I think I get cashmere into, I've only smelled cashmere in like a few fragrances, but I've kind of smelled it enough times to be able to detect it. And I think that's what I'm picking up here. I haven't smelled the original fragrance, so I don't know how accurate it is. But what I can say is it smells great. Scent Lynx is, to me, is like about a 6 or a 7 out of 10. It's pretty strong, and I found that it lingered on my skin like after rinsing for like several hours, which is kind of rare for me. But thankfully no like fragrance burn or anything like that. But I'm just gonna dial in the soap here. It can take a lot of water, but yeah, we'll get to it. I could lather with this brush like all day, so sometimes I get carried away. It's just really soft, nice, balanced, soft scrub to it. The Varlet brushes really disappoint, but it can take some more water for sure. Gonna agitate one more time, and then we'll paint in some more water, and then we'll get going. But yeah, I was actually really impressed with the Ambassador, not the Ambassador, the Konsul. It looks similar to the Ambassador in some ways, but that's where the similarities end. Yeah. All right, we're just gonna do one more water addition here, and then we'll be good, nice and hydrated. Yeah, this is an awesome scent, guys. Like I said, if you're intimidated by florals, I think you might like this one. It's if you don't like rose or lavender and you haven't really explored something like iris, I think you owe it to yourself, whether it's this soap, fragrance, or another soap, just to kind of get your nose on what a beautiful, flower that is. I feel the same way for something like jasmine or ylang ylang. There's so many florals out there. And I just think they're worth trying at least once, because you never know, you might like it. And that goes for everything, fougères, woody notes, etc., etc. But yeah, interesting razor. I can't really speak to you about how more effective this is because it's a slant. But what I can say, yeah, it's just knocking that down. What I can say is it's definitely less aggressive than the Ambassador was. So if you have sensitive skin, you're looking into getting a American-made adjustable. I only say American-made because I think the more popular adjustables are from Portugal. The Tatara Muramasa, which I thought was the best adjustable on the market for a long time. And you have the home-like Tega from Russia. But this definitely gives those two a run for their money. Yeah, it's just a good razor. I don't know what to really say other than that. If you have sensitive skin, but still want a high-efficiency razor, I think this is good. I've only used it once, but I'm pretty impressed with how it shaved. Yeah, like I said, even on setting 2, it didn't have a ton of blade feel, but it was very efficient. I mean, as you can see, it knocked down the growth with ease. Yeah, I could just buff on the same spot. I did get a cut like right here last time. We'll see if that reopens. Still dialing in the razor. But yeah, the soap is definitely dialed in. The residual slickness is definitely still there, even on my cheeks. Yeah. So, yeah, but I hope you guys have been well. I've been pretty busy, so it's been hard for me to make videos, but I'm still active on IG. If you want to give me a follow, it goes by John Shaves. I don't always post, but I try to every once in a while. Awesome. Yeah, first pass, like that was really close, man. The razor, it's just a lot less aggressive to me, and it took me like you could get great shaves from the Ambassador, but you gotta tread lightly if you have sensitive skin. It's very bleed forward. It's pretty aggressive. This is coming from someone who has thick growth and sensitive skin. I know people who could like rock that razor on like setting 6, feather blade, or a Kai, and they're like, oh, super smooth, it's perfect. I'm not one of those guys, so take that into your consideration when you're hearing what I have to say about the razor. But I think Matt did a great job. Yeah, I think he just kind of just listened to the feedback, because he knows a lot of people already love the Ambassador, but the people who didn't love it, I think he listened to the feedback and he made changes, because I know he made it more overall neutral exposure, whereas the Ambassador is positive. And then, you know, I don't know if it being a slant improved the blade rigidity, but it seems to be less blade chatter. And it's noticeable to me against the grain, especially we're still on setting 1 here. Yeah, and it's got some resistance to it, just cut like the Muramasa and the Ambassador does. One thing I hated about the home-like is the dial could literally change mid-shave. That bothered me quite a bit. Yeah, I could buff on this a bit. Yeah, that's very smooth. Yeah, I'm still dialing the razor. Like I said, I only used it once, so I still don't know the proper angle yet, but it is knocking down that growth for sure. Let's go against the grain of the mustache here. Wow. Yep. The weight is just above 100 grams, give or take around 105. It's really well balanced. I don't mind the weight as much if it's well balanced. Razors that come to mind is like the Blute BR1, very balanced in the hand. The Ellsworth Tricant. Wolfman would be balanced depending on the handle you used. It depends. And the razor head, because they have one razor head. Yeah, so I did get a nick here. Really tiny, but thought I'd share that. Yeah, on the neck, so. For me, the razor's not perfect yet, but I think it's good enough for me to keep using and exploring till I dial it in and see how much I like it. You know. Yeah, but for me, this is a completely different razor than the Ambassador. It looks really similar, but it shaves. To me, it's much smoother, and it's still pretty efficient. Less blade feel as well. So for me, it kind of fits my preferences. I mean, I'm able to buff against the grain. I couldn't do this with the Ambassador at all. Like I would have to go really slow. Yeah, I still have like tons of residual here. This is on setting 1, so like I said, I was able to do the same thing I'm doing now with setting 2, but I did get some redness on my skin. See the hair there on my right cheek and some tiny nicks, but nothing crazy. I just want to see how close to shave I could get with the least amount of irritation, because that's the goal. But yeah, if you have multiple days of growth, you can definitely dial it up. I'll try it at one point maybe. Just want to finish this up. Yeah, but if you have any questions about the razor, you can leave a comment below, or the soap, of course. For me, this Lothur is still like a top performer for me. It's just super easy to lather. Residual slickness is excellent. I can still get a good shave with just about anything, but it is my soap of choice. From just talking about latherability, or how easy it is to lather. Excellent. Cool. Yeah, I mean, I did like a little bit buffing, not a crazy amount. But yeah, I'm BBS right now. Yeah, great shave. Like I said, I got a tiny nick on the chin here. I don't see any real redness this time, so I guess I'm dilating in, or maybe that's setting 1. But lather channels did fine, just like most razors do. As you can see, if I dial it up, I didn't really get to show that off. It's all the way at setting 6. Quite the gap there. I don't know if you can see this part of the bottom, it's still kind of holding the blade. So that doesn't change. The blade is still pretty secure in there, but the safety bar is just separated. Yeah, to increase the blade gap. But yeah, overall fantastic razor. I still need to use it more to create my final thoughts, but initially for an adjustable, I like it. Do I like it over the Muramasa? I don't know. I just got it. Too hard for me to say. Completely different razor, I'll just say that. This is a slant that's got variable exposure and gap, so just 2 different ways to approach it. So overall, I liked it. But yeah, I'll rinse off real quick and get back to the post shave. All right, we're back for the post. I don't have the matching splash, so I'm gonna use something very neutral. It's late at night, so I'm not gonna, use anything strong. I'll use some Proraso green. I might have to pick up the splash though. It's really nice. But I don't know, it's strong. If the splash is as strong as the soap, I don't know. Because I like to pair a fragrance a lot. I don't like the splash to be too strong, so we'll see. Yeah, like this Proraso dissipates in like a minute or 2. The scent, it's like a eucalyptus. Very nice. But yeah, overview. Like I said, I really like the Konsul, at least compared to the Ambassador. Still have to use it more to see if it's a love and not just a like. But so far, I'm impressed. Settings 2 and 1, my favorite. I haven't used 3, 4, 5, 6 yet, so who knows? Maybe I'll like them. Floraphobia, great scent. Iris, musk, a little bit of orange. Really nice. Cashmerean. It's got like a complex bass note to it that I can't really describe well because it's just blended well. But the iris definitely comes through. Very masculine in my opinion, especially for a floral. But yeah, that's it for the shave, guys. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.